Hello everyone, this is Carla and welcome back to the studio and happy Valentine's Day everyone. So for this special holiday video, I thought I would bring in a past paper pumpkin kit that I actually just opened up. This was from January 2023, the Key to My Heart kit. It has 3 different design cards, 3 of each, so it makes a total of 9 cards, and it has some coordinating envelopes. So here are all of the components that are in the kit, and the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors in this kit is Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Mango Melody, and Petal Pink. So Mango Melody actually retired since the time that this kit came out and now that I am actually doing it. So I thought we would go ahead and just create all 3 of the projects. So I already had taken all the components and kind of separated them, and I have them all set to the side here to put them all together. So all the pieces, I have punched them out of the cardstock pieces and it's all set up. So let's get started. Okay, so for my first card, I'm going to be creating, let's see, I'm going to create this one right here. And like I said, I have all the pieces all put out already. So I'm going to bring all of those in. And here are the coordinating envelopes. All 9 envelopes look the same. So the predominant color as far as the ink color and what's in the envelopes is Fresh Freesia. Now this did come with a Stampin' Spot in that color, but I'm gonna just go and use my full size ink pad. So I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna fold and burnish all of my card bases. So all of these are a petal pink color. Let's just get that straight. In thinking about what I was going to do for this special holiday video, I have a couple of other stamp sets that are retired that are Valentine's Day themed. And I thought about, taking the time to think about, okay, what do I have? What haven't I used so far since I started doing the Valentine videos? And I thought I would just make it a little bit easy and just go and bring in a kit that was Valentine themed. And this just happened to have been one that I hadn't even taken off the cellophane from the kit content. So yeah, I have quite a few kits that are like that, and at some point I gotta get those done. So maybe if they're holiday themed, they may be, future holiday videos. Okay, so all my card bases, they are folded and burnished, and I'm gonna bring in these 3 panels right here, and I have my ink. I'm also going to bring in the labels that are here because we're going to stamp these as well. So let me put these aside and I'll stamp these first. So the greeting that I'm going to use says, "To my Valentine," and I'm going to just stamp these right in the center, just like that. I figured this would just be a nice, easy project to record and post for Valentine's Day. So I hope you're all having a good day so far, whether, you're with somebody or you're not. Last week, I was really busy. I created like 36 little treat packaging of all Valentine stuff. Like some candy, and I made little cards to go in it. Our church collects Valentine's Day. Now, before I continue, I'm going to take this cluster of hearts and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp it in both corners of this piece. So every year our church collects little gifts and treats and stuff like that for the women and children of Moriah House. It is a shelter. And there's also a Baptist children's home. I believe it's for teen boys. And we've been doing this for quite a few years. So every year I've been contributing by just creating, these little treat packages with some different varieties of candies, and make little Valentine cards also to put inside of it. I also have like a stash of Valentine cards that I brought those so people at my church can use those to write nice little sentiments for either the women or the kids. And yeah, so I've been pretty busy, with working on all of that stuff. And what was nice is that I was able to add to the stash of those cards simply by the cards that I had been creating in my Friday Night Lives, and also my Throwback Thursdays, and also the class that I recently did with the Be Mine Valentine in-person class. Okay, so I have stamped the pieces, and what I'm going to do, instead of using glue dots, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, make it go a little bit quicker. Now, what I'm going to do, what they have here, they have adhesive, so that they have the glue dots on this purple piece and also on this piece of vellum. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take these pieces here, and I'm just going to add some adhesive to them. I'll put adhesive on all three pieces. So it was nice. I was able to have a nice stash of cards for people to use, and all based off of, the cards that I did on my Throwback Thursdays, my Friday Night Lives, and what else? And just ones that I had done already. Okay, so here's my card base, and I'm going to take this piece here. I'm going to place it in the center, kind of line this up. So I'm going to get on my tippy toes here, and I'm just going to center that like so. Put that aside, get another one. Yeah, before I started doing the videos, I'd get these kits, and I've been really, really bad on not putting them together. So I have a whole stash of these kits that I haven't even done anything with. So I thought, well, why not? This is one way to get them done, is just do them in videos. So, and made it easier for me too, because this is going to be a pretty busy week as well. So, because we have Valentine's Day, Wednesday. I'm recording this actually on Monday. What's today? The 12th. So I have this video is for Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I have my throwback video. And then, let's see, and then Friday, I have my Friday Night Live. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy week. Okay, so I'm going to take my pieces of vellum. There are 3 here. And I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet just so I could see this a little bit better. And I got a 3rd one here. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit adhesive right in the middle. Okay, and then I had already taken some of this Calypso coral colored twine and I already cut my pieces. So these are 15 inches long. So it looks like they just have these kind of zigzagged. I'll see if I can, or maybe what I can do is actually take this and make a big bow. Maybe that'll be easier to do. This is just going to lay right behind, and you're really not going to see much of this. Okay, so let me lay this down like so. Move this up a little bit so you could see. And I'm going to just lay this over, just getting the twine in the adhesive. And then they got this stuck down, so let me add a little bit more here. And let's see, they have it stuck right down at the bottom here, about halfway over that other tag. Of course, it's not going to hold down because I got that twine there. Try and get some adhesive on there. I don't want to go all the way to the end because part of this will stick out from behind the tag that I stamped the greeting on. And I'm sticking my card into the other one. Okay, let me set that aside and let's do the other two. And a little more adhesive to these. Okay. Let's get them unstuck from each other. Okay. Bring in my other two. Make a big loop. And we'll lay that down like so. Okay, we'll stick this and get that untwisted. Okay, let me bring in card. This twine wants to be really fussy and get stuck in the adhesive. Okay, get that laying over there. Put that aside, and then let's bring in our third one. And we'll lay that down. Bring in our vellum label and go ahead and we'll lay this down. Right there. Actually, let's move it over a little bit. Okay. Right, so let's just twist that a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's put these aside. And then it shows on these pieces here, we're going to add some dimensionals to them. So there's 3 of these locks. And let me bring in the dimensionals. Now these are the dimensionals that come with the kit. And they're showing that there's 2 on each one of these. Okay. And then it shows that we have on the back of, what did I only, oh, missed one. And then it shows on the back of our greetings, we have 2. And actually I'm looking at this and the bow actually lays on top of the vellum rather than underneath. So let me remove that and place this down like so. And then take a little bit of this adhesive in the middle and place that down in that. Alright, I feel like I'm struggling with these cards and shouldn't be. They're pretty easy to do. Okay, that's 2, and let's fix this last one. Okay, and add a little bit of adhesive on top. Hopefully the next 2 aren't so, they're a little bit easier than it. I mean, this isn't hard. I think I just made it hard. Okay, so then these tags that have our greeting on it, they have 2 dimensionals on each of these. Okay, so put those aside. Now let me bring in my cards and bring in our locks. Okay, so they have, well, let's see. I think we can put our greeting down first. And this will go right over our twine like so. And let's do that for our other 2 card bases. And then all we'll have left to do is put these locks on this. So this particular kit, the only embellishment that's on here is this twine. There are no little sequins or rhinestones or anything. But you could certainly, if you have them in your stash, you can put them on there. Okay, in our third one. that down. Okay, let me bring in my scissors and just trim this twine a little bit. The loops are all twisting. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take these locks and add those. So we're going to start off with our square one. And we're going to add this one right over here. Now I'm not going to press these down yet. And then we got our round one. And this one will sit over on this side. And then our heart will be in the middle. Like so. Now I can press them down. Okay, so that's that card. Let's do the same thing for the other two. So bring in the square one. There is the other square one. Oh my gosh. I put it on upside down. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta try and fix that one. Which I will do that offline. Wow, I can't believe I did that. I put it on upside down. Wow. Guess the struggle is real tonight on this. Is this one down here? Can't believe I did that. One there. Okay, so there is the first card, and like I said, I'm going to have to go back and remove these and kind of flip it all over, because since it's upside down. So that is the first card out of the project. On to our next. Okay, so before I hit record, I decided to go ahead and fix the card so everything's in the right orientation. So by doing it right away, I didn't really give like the adhesive from the um, dimensionals and the seal time to really set. If I would have waited, like say until tomorrow or something, then it would have been a little bit harder to get them off. But all I had to do was just replace the dimensionals that were on these. So it wasn't too bad to salvage that one. Okay, so let's see if we can get to the second one, and hopefully we won't have no struggles with this one. Okay, so I got all my pieces here, and I'm going to take these card bases and I'm going to fold and burnish these. Bring in my bone folder. Now on this card, we're going to use those that one stamp that has all those cluster of hearts on them, and we're going to stamp that on our card base. Okay. that aside. Okay, and let's make sure all of our cards are facing the right way so I don't make an oopsie again. Okay, so let me bring in, I have a greeting that says, what does this greeting say? Love is the key. And then I'm going to bring in those hearts again and bring in my fresh freesia. And then these little tags here. Okay, let me stamp the greeting on these. Yes, the struggle is real when you go and start recording. You know, because when I do my videos, when I do the pre-records, each video, now when I'm doing the other cards, usually, okay, there's all the supplies that I'm using that I'll show you. And then there would be maybe some pieces that are being die cut or maybe embossed. And what I do is I make that a separate video clip and I speed that up and then come back, and the next video clip would be putting it all together. Okay, let me really quick. I'm going to stamp this twice. So I'm going to stamp one up here and one down here. And so when I do the video clips, what I have learned since I've been doing this is that for each of the clips, I have to keep those clips about 14 minutes or less, because if it's any longer, what happens that video clip, that file is too large. And I use Canva I take all the video clips after I have kind of did a little bit of editing on my phone, and I then take them and upload them to Canva. Well, if they're over 1 gigabyte in size, then I have to actually shrink it down because it won't accept it. So I've learned if I keep it down, then it'll work. So I think when you're under a time crunch and you don't want to go over, that doesn't help either. Okay, so let me see. On this one, I'm going to take these 3 pieces and I'm going to tie them into bows. So these pieces aren't as long as the other ones. These are 6 inches long. Yeah. Let me pull that tail in. And that's not even. Well, not so much even, but one tail was like a lot longer than the other one. They don't have to be big. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that struggle, when you're under a time crunch, on trying to get that clip done, and then also, we've already seen it happen to me a few times where when the camera rolls, your mouth and your brain don't really want to work very well together. Because sometimes you forget words or you try to get out words and they don't exactly come out very well. But doing the videos, I mean, they are work. I will tell you that. And sometimes, I've come to learn straight on when I first started this, my videos, they're never going to be perfect. So basically they are what they are. To, literally start all over again. Yeah, that's just too much work. So, those just become blooper opportunities. And of course, when you're live, yeah, you can't exactly edit that. So it is what it is. I'm just making these little bows. These are going to be, there's little key die cuts. And this will go in the center of those. Okay, so they show, let's see. So for these vellum circles, I'm going to add, let's see, we're going to sit over in this direction. I'm just going to add a little of adhesive there. And place the center of those. Okay, and then they have, let's see, so on this one we have these two different locks. So we have the circle ones and the heart ones. And we're going to add dimensionals to that and also to the back of our greetings. Okay. Now let's see how these all go. So we got card. We're going to take our greeting and this is going to go down here. Try and get that straight. The next one. The paper pumpkin kits, they're really great for the beginner stamper, where, you don't have like all the supplies, all the card stocks and the ink colors and all that. The paper pumpkin kits they're pretty much all inclusive. As a first time subscriber, you do get a clear acrylic block. Now it is a little bit different. These are the ones that Stampin' Up! Sells in their annual catalog. The one that you would get in your first kit is small and thin like this. Now, I could have used that one, and usually I do when I do my paper pumpkin kits, but because I just have the one block, I figured I use my other one so that way I can mount all of those stamps onto them at once, and then I don't have to keep, changing them out. Okay, so now I'm going to add these locks. So this one is going to go over on this end here. And then the round one is going to go, let's see, it's going to go over here. And do the same with the rest of them. Move that over a little bit. So, and the paper pumpkin kits, like I was mentioning, they're perfect for, the beginner stamper who doesn't have, like all the supplies. And it gives you a little taste of, what card making is about. And if it's something that you like and, then you can take the next step, and, buy the stamps and the ink and the cardstocks and things like that. But like I said, these are nice because everything's in it. You got your card bases, you got any embellishments, you have your adhesive, so everything is included in the kit. And again, as a first time subscriber, you'll get that acrylic block. And then going forward, you just reuse that block. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to bring in these keys. And I'm going to bring in glue dots for these because the adhesive is a little bit wider. And I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to add some to the back of these keys. So with the paper, like I said, the paper pumpkin kits, you're going to get everything. You will even get a little ink spot. And the instructions actually have a ruler on the side of it. So really the only thing that you need is a bone folder, a pair of scissors, and what's helpful is a Take Your Pick tool. So that way you can lift off the glue dots. Now the kits do come with some glue dots and they come with the dimensionals, and they'll come with any embellishment if there's an embellishment to it. So it's really nice, like I said, for the beginner. And these are also good for those that like to bring their crafting when they're on the go. So everything's in there so you don't have to put much thought into, gathering supplies and all that for taking a project with you while you're on the go. Okay, so these keys are going to go right here. And then there's a glue dot for the bows, which is going to go right in the center here. Lift these up. And just stick that bow in there, and then I'm going to trim. The bow is, because the key is kind of sticking up, the bow is not exactly laying flat. Okay, so that's what the card looks like when it's done. So let me go ahead and put these down. And then we'll have this set of cards done. Okay, and then another glue dot in the center there. That glue dot stuck to my finger. And I'll place that one there and trim that tail. And then let's bring in our last one. Okay. And let's add this. We'll add this bow right there and trim this tail. Okay, So this is the second card. On to our third. Okay, so let me bring in our third card and put those aside. Okay, so we have keys for this one as well. And we got some vellum labels and some other labels. And we have 3 pieces of this twine, which this is 6 inches. So these are going to be little bows as well. So I'll quickly go and tie these. We'll set those aside. I know, it just seems, I don't know why these projects, for some reason, they're like doing this whole video. It just seems like it's a little bit of a struggle for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm getting through it. Like I said, my videos are never going to be perfect. So, you can either stress about it if a problem or an issue comes up, or, you can laugh at, when I do things like, adhere things up on the card upside down, you know, so no need to stress over it. So I just go with it. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, come on, fingers work. I am really struggling. Usually doing bows with the twine is fairly easy, but I don't know what's up with this. Okay, let me go ahead and fold and burnish these card bases. So these cards have this little keyhole punch that comes out, and then they have this brush freesia wash so you can see it through the opening. See, words are hard, guys. Words are hard. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so on the keys, we're adding glue dots to these as well. Okay, and then these little keys, these go right in the middle of the opening, like so. And one more. That one there. And then we're going to add a glue dot into the center of the whole of these keys, and we're going to add our bows to those. So we'll add that one, and we'll trim that tail down some. Bring in our next one, add that, and trim that. And we got one more. Okay, we trim that, right? Yeah, let me trim this just a little bit. Okay, now let's set these aside for a moment and bring in these tags. So in the kit, there were 4 tags each, but we only need 3. So for this one, the greeting is, "You hold the key to my heart." And we bring in my ink, and we'll ink that up, and we'll stamp these. Okay. So there's very little stamping that are on these kits. Sometimes there may be a kit. Well, I don't know about no, not with Paper Pumpkin, but in our kits collection that are online, there are some kits that have stamping, and then there's some that don't have any. So it all depends on, what kind of kit you would like. So I'm going to add some adhesive to these vellum banners, and I'm going to add this, oops, try and get it straight. And bring in these other 2. Bring in the card. And let's see, we add one right there. And then add another one right there. And then on the greeting, we will put some dimensionals on those. Okay. And then we'll take these and we'll adhere these right on top of that vellum banner, like so. Okay, and one more. Okay, so let me move everything out of the way. Let me also remove this. And let me bring in the other cards that we had created. I have the box right here behind me, so I kind of put everything in here. Okay, so again, all 9 cards have these envelopes. They're all the same. And so this was the first one that we had created, and one of them that I had to go back in and I had to put it on the right way. So that was our first card. And then our second card was this one right here. And then our third and final card. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, we struggled a little bit on it, but got through it. Now, the whole struggle was me. I don't know why, but paper pumpkin kits are easy to put together. And they're, like I said, they're great for the beginner stamper. They're also great for those who like to take their crafting on the go because everything's there. You don't have to do any prep work or anything like that. So if you had liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It does help me not only in building my YouTube channel, it also helps in building my Stampin' Up! Business. So thank you for joining me, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Bye-bye. God bless.